Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds on a cold Thursday morning. You know, as much crap as we gave the Thursday night football schedule the last few seasons, they definitely did a pretty good job this season, in my opinion. I think having these divisional showdowns, they probably paid a little bit more, but it's definitely worked out. The last few games,
I think you probably hit it on the nose. They have come through with some money and made sure the NFL gives them some quality. Not all, but some quality games like tonight.
Yeah,
tonight's going to be a pretty good one. Tonight's the Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, and folks, these are two of the oldest rivals in the history of the National Football League. Play inside in Detroit, playing at Ford Field, so the elements will be of little consequence. What will be of consequence is the fact that the Lions are 11-1 on the year, same as the Kansas City Chiefs. And Green Bay, whose last loss was to Detroit in Green Bay, has won 4 in a row since then. They are undefeated. They're 9-3 on the year and certainly headed for the playoffs. The Lions, a 3.5-point pick tonight, but that is a football game, and it should be a very good one.
Yeah, and we're getting close to the end of that fantasy football season, so I don't know about you, but I'm watching my team, and hopefully we make it into the playoffs as well. It's the end of the road for the high school football teams, and that begins with the state championships tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Saturday, they are indeed, and there will be 3 area teams playing tomorrow, and this is really good. On Friday, kickoff, it's at 3 o'clock. They all play. All the games are at Faurot Field in Columbia. That's the home of the Missouri Tigers. And the first one at 3 o'clock was, up until this year, a district game. These two teams were in the same district. They aren't now. The redistricting occurs every either 1 or 2 years. They move them around. And this year, Lamar and Fairgrove are in different districts. In districts that are playing each other for the state championship. Lamar just down the road on the western end of Missouri, and a very, very good football team. 9-time state champions. And the Fairgrove Eagles, who are absolutely unbeaten, number 1, and a really good football team. These teams have played before in district competition. 3 o'clock kickoff. That'll be the first game of the state championships coming up tomorrow, Lamar and Fairgrove. Then tomorrow night, under the lights at Faurot Field, and it'll be somewhat less than balmy up there for this game, but nonetheless, that won't stop the 2 Class 6 teams that are playing for the state title, St. Louis DeSmet and Nixa. Nixa has yet to taste defeat this year. They are a very good football team. So is DeSmet. DeSmet has lost twice, but they've lost to 2 quality teams, CBC and Cardinal Ritter. So this is a clash of different styles of football to the St. Louis style. St. Louis people seem to think that we still might not be wearing shoes down here in the Ozarks, but nonetheless, the Nixa kids will go out there. They're a huge team, folks, and this will be a great game, Nixa and DeSmet. Then the third game is Saturday morning, and that's Seneca from far western Missouri taking on their opponent, which is Blair Oaks from Jefferson City, and that will be on Saturday morning.
Always a good time, and definitely good luck to all those kids getting ready to do their thing this weekend. Last but not least, I cannot believe we just had signing day, didn't we?
This is early.
Yeah,
this
the
is
early
the
one, but still.
Period. This lasts 1 week and then comes to an end next week, and teams can go out and get an early sign. This is for football only, and the Missouri State Bears signed 5 players, all freshmen. One of them, the quarterback from Bowling Green, who for the last 2 years has played in a state semifinal championship down here against Lamar. And the Bowling Green quarterback is coming to the Bears. His name is Deuce Bailey. There were 3 linemen from St. Louis and a cornerback from North Kansas City High. So they were the 5 players. Now, this will last for a week, and then the regular signing period will begin in early February, and that's when the bulk of the new players will be signed and coming in.
It is conference championship weekend. Does that all begin tomorrow?
It does. There is one game on the agenda for tomorrow night. This is of great importance. And then the rest of them, the bulk of them, will be on Saturday. One game tomorrow night is out in Boise, Idaho, and it's for the Mountain West Conference Championship. Boise State and Nevada, Las Vegas. Now, what's interesting about this game is that Boise State is one of the top 12 teams in America and headed for a bowl game. But they lose this game, Mike, and you never can tell what that committee's going to think. They shouldn't lose it. Boise State is a heavy favorite over UNLV, but again, you never can tell what's going to happen. All the rest of the games will be Saturday, and there are some major clashes coming up. So the final rankings will come out next Tuesday, late in the afternoon or Tuesday night. that will determine who's going to play for the national title.
No, this is a bittersweet end to the season, in my opinion. I mean, we got the bowl season left, but this is a big weekend for everyone. You know, say what you want about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coach T, for some reason, can take the most insane wide receivers and keep them on that team until he just doesn't want to deal with them anymore. And then for some reason, another team will pick them up, and it usually just goes kerplunk, and that's exactly what happened to the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, they picked up Deontay Johnson, and they picked him up as, I guess, it was a trading deadline had not arrived yet, so it was a trade. And they got him in the latter part of October. Johnson's a very good player. Very, very good player. Now, do the Baltimore Ravens regret that deal because they kicked him off the team for one game yesterday? Why? Because of conduct detrimental to the team. Well, what did he do? What's conduct detrimental? You know what he did? I don't understand some players thinking, you're there to play football. They put him into the game, the Baltimore-Philadelphia game, he refused to go. Now, come on, people. Grow up, will you, for heaven's sake. Anyway, Johnson said, I ain't going in there. And indeed, they kicked him off for one game. Now, the one game will be in 2 weeks because the Ravens have a bye week this week. And it's against the New York Giants, one Baltimore should probably win anyway. But nonetheless, what goes through a guy's mind said, I'm totally puzzled by all of this. Do they regret it? No, because Johnson's probably a good player, and if he puts his mind to it, he'd be a very good wide receiver. But nonetheless, he's suspended for one game.
Ned, we also had some basketball last night, didn't we?
This is the completion now of the shootouts between some of the conferences. Number one, Kansas. They are in now. Kansas, of course, is in the Big 12 conference, and it's a Big 12, Big East shootout. So who does Kansas get to play? A very, very good Creighton team from Omaha. Now, Kansas, number one in America. The game was in Omaha. Creighton, 76, Kansas, 63. That's the first loss of the year for the Jayhawks. But that wasn't the only one. The Southeastern Conference and the ACC had their own shootout, and matched up when this one was number 2 Auburn, that's Bruce Pearl's team, against the 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils. Duke gets the win, 84-78. First loss of the year for Auburn, which is, Mike, a real dark horse to win the national championship. They are very, very good.
They're number 2 in the country right now, aren't they?
They were.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were.
They won't be next week.
At least my boss will be happy. He loves Duke. Ned, you have a great day, and I will see you on Friday.